Good afternoon to everybody. I'd like to thank, first of all, Dr. Bernie Klein and to Marcia for sponsoring the first in the new Sidra of short comments on the Parshat HaShavua. That's Le'ilu Nishmat Mother Esther Klein, and we hope that the Schutz, the Divrei Torah, as well as other things that they've done for the sake of their mother, that Esther should have an Aliyah Began Eden. In Pirkei Avot, we Perek Shlishi, the third Perek, Rabbi Akiva tells us that that man is cherished and beloved because he was created in the image of God. And not only that, but the Mishnah says that Chiba Yatera Nodat Lo, according to one Perush, it means that a person, there's an extra blessing in that the person is aware of the fact that he was created in the image of God. Then the Mishnah proceeds to say that the Jewish people, they are on another level of being beloved to Hashem because they are called Banim La Hashem. They're called the children of Hashem. And number two, that Hashem gave us lekach tov. Hashem gave us kli chemda. Kli chemda means a desirous vessel, referring to the Torah, which is the blueprint of the world. So these two statements of Rabbi Akiva in Pirkei Avot, what they do is they reflect the way the Torah begins and ends off. Because the Torah starts off telling us that man was created in the image of Hashem. And when we say Adam, we mean Adam Arishon. And the Gemara in Masechet Sanhedrin says that why was Adam Arishon? Why was he created by himself? Why was he created singular? And the Torah, the Gemara over there comments that it's to tell us that we all come from Adam Arishon. No one could claim like people used to, like when we were kids, then kids part with one another, say, you know what, my father's greater than yours, my father's greater than this one, etc. But no, we all came from one Adam, Hashem, so to speak, a child, and from therefore we all are equal, and that's why Adam was created singular, as one, and not as a group. Okay, that's how the Torah started off. But look at how the Torah ends off. The last two words of the Torah is B'nai Yisrael. It says that Moshe Rabbeinu did all the great wonders, etc., in the front of the eyes of B'nai Yisrael. So it started off with Adam Arishon. In other words, that we all equal, all mankind is actually comes from the same source. And then it speaks about the particular and the single and unique status of the Jewish people. And this, as I said, reflects and parallel to the two statements that Rabbi Akiva said in Pirkei Avot, that man is, when we say man, we're referring to Adam Arishon and therefore subsequently to mankind. And then afterwards, that Rabbi Akiva spoke about the greatest of the Jewish people, that they called Banim and they received the Torah. Now, these two things are what we want to deal with in a couple of seconds, even though, of course, this is a matter of a couple of years. What did Hashem want originally? What was plan A? What was plan B? Was there any change? Did Hashem want that the entire world, Adam Arishon, let's say that he didn't sin. What was in the mind of Hashem, so to speak? Did Hashem want that the entire world will be B'nai Yisrael? Or was it like an afterthought? In other words, first there was Adam, then Adam Arishon sinned, and because he sinned, so then now there was a backup plan, in inverted commas, and now the Jewish people were born. But if not for the sin of Adam Arishon, the entire mankind would have been the Jewish people, would have been Israel. So 2 points to be made. This is discussed at length in the Ramchal's, Rav Moshe Chaim Lusato's book, in a chapter called The Jewish People and the Nations of the World, in his book called Derech Hashem, The Way of God. But before, as I said, I want to make 2 points. The one point is that it seems to be that Hashem knew that there would be a Yisrael, but it wasn't clear who was going to be that Yisrael. Of course, Hashem knows everything, and he knew that ultimately the whole of mankind will not be like Yisrael, that we'll have a special people called Yisrael. And Hashem already knew that already at the outset of creation, even before Adam HaRishon had sinned. And the paradox then of this inyan, that Hashem knew that there would be Yisrael, even though to begin with, Adam HaRishon was his child and was not going to be on the level of Yisrael. This is reflected in the next Mishnah, which Rabbi Akiva says. Rabbi Akiva said, "Akol tzafui v'reshut netuna," which means that everything is seen, everything is already predicted by Hashem, v'reshut netuna, and yet there is free will. So Hashem saw that not everyone, that there will be only a unique people called Israel, but who that would be? Well, that was left up to the freedom of choice of which nations were going to accept the Torah, etc. And this paradox is, we don't know how to explain it. We know that both are true, and that's why that Mishnah follows the Mishnah of that beloved as a human being, that is created in the image of God. Beloved are the Jewish people, that they are called Banim, and that they receive the Torah. Rav Shaul Yisraeli makes a very, very interesting point. And the point that he made is that the beginning of the Torah is connected to the end of the Torah. It's true. Hashem wanted that Adam should be someone who's perfect. Hashem knew that in the end that wouldn't be, and that only Israel, in other words, only a certain branch of Adam HaRishon, only they would be Israel. But the point is that the end, what is actually the function of the Jewish people? The function of the Jewish people is to bring all of humanity back to the level of Adam HaRishon before he sinned in Gan Eden. So the two parts are really connected. Yes, the Jewish people are special. The Jewish people have got a special neshama yetera. But the point of it is that all this should lead back, that the beginning of not only the last part of the Torah should be is correct, is emet, but that this last part of the Torah of Bnei called Bnei Yisrael and Bnei Yisrael, that tafkid is that to bring all of Adam, all of the branches that came from Adam HaRishon, that they should be back to their level of Bnei Yisrael. And what actually does the word Yisrael mean? There's two perushim, or there's a couple of perushim. One perush is that the word Yisrael is connected to the word Yashar. Yashar means to be straight. Another, in the Midrash of Tened Eliyahu, it says that it's connected to, if you you jumble the letters and you write them in a different order, so you get Ru'u Yisrael, Ru'u Ish, which means then that it means a man who's able to see. Hashem wanted that ultimately all mankind will go in a straight way, and that all mankind, Ru'u Ish, will be able to see, that man will be able to see what? To see Hashem's presence. And only in the end Bnei Yisrael could do that, but hopefully Be'emet, all those who survive, all those who want to have a semblance of good in them, and they want to be good, not like the Rishayim, so they ultimately will go through Am Yisrael to become like Adam HaRishon. So Shabbat Shalom Lekulam. Be well.